Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. 8 Causes of an itchy nose. Nasal pruritus is the medical term for an itchy nose. There are many possible causes of nasal itchiness, including hay fever, allergic rhinitis, food allergies, a sinus infection, sinusitis, and nasal polyps. It may also be due to nasal irritation, dry air, and the use of CPAP machines. On rare occasions, nasal pruritus may even be a sign of a brain tumor. /r/n/r/n Although most cases of an itchy nose are relatively harmless, it is important to seek medical care if your symptoms are severe, interfere with sleep, or are not responsive to antihistamines or other commonly used medications. /r/n/r/nchampja, Getty Imagesrnrn Pruritus describes an itch on any part of the body. It is caused when the immune system releases a chemical called histamine that mediates inflammation, the body's natural response to disease, injury, or infection. /r/n/r/n Once released, histamine attaches to different cellular receptors in the body, including one called histamine type 1, H1R. The attachment to H1R causes the rapid, repeated firing of nerves connected to the receptors, resulting in sensations recognized as an itch. /r/n/r/n H1R receptors are populated throughout the body, including the nasal passages. /r/n/r/n Many different that can trigger the release of histamine. Some of these are normal and intentional and others are abnormal and unintentional. /r/n/r/n Allergic rhinitis, also known as hay fever, is mainly caused by pollen allergy from trees and grass. But it may also be due to mold spores, pet dander, dust mites, cockroach droppings, or other airborne allergens, allergy-causing substances, that you breathe in. /r/n/r/n Allergic rhinitis affects between 20% and 30% of adults in the United States and a larger percentage of children. The symptoms may be seasonal, limited to pollen season, or perennial, occurring year-round. /r/n/r/n Symptoms of allergic rhinitis include /r/n/r/n Over-the-counter OTC, antihistamines such as Zyrtec, cetirizine, Allegra, fexofenadine, and Clarinex, desloratadine, are the main form of treatment for allergic rhinitis. There are also antihistamine nasal sprays that can treat nasal symptoms directly. /r/n/r/n Environmental irritants are those in the environment that can irritate the skin, eyes, or respiratory tract. These include aerosolized irritants such as /r/n/r/n Breathing in these irritants can cause the rapid onset of inflammation in the respiratory tract, leading to symptoms like /r/n/r/n The response can differ, with some people being more sensitive to them than others. /r/n/r/n Certain pollutants, like ozone, directly stimulate the release of histamine. They do so by causing immune cells in your skin, called mast cells, to break open and release histamine into surrounding tissues, including those of the nasal passages. /r/n/rn The best way to deal with environmental irritants is to remove yourself from the source of the exposure or to wear the appropriate face mask, such as an N95 mask or a full facial respiratory mask. /r/n/r/n Sinusitis describes the inflammation of the sinuses, most often due to an infection. Also known as acute rhinosinusitis, the condition is most often linked to viral infections such as /r/n/r/n Bacteria can also sometimes cause sinus infections, including Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenza, and Moraxella catarrhalis. /r/n/r/n Fungal sinusitis is more commonly attributed to immunosuppressive diseases, like HIV, that allow normally occurring fungi to overgrow and establish an infection. /r/n/r/n Symptoms of sinusitis include /r/n/r/n. Most viral infections are allowed to run their course. Treatment is mainly focused on managing symptoms. Bacterial or fungal infections may be treated, respectively, with oral or intravenous, antibiotics or antifungal drugs. /r/n/r/n. All allergies are characterized by the inappropriate release of histamine. With a food allergy, you may start to feel itching of the mouth, nose, eyes, or skin within minutes to 2 hours of eating an allergenic food. /r/n/r/n. In the United States, the 8 most common food allergens are /r/n/r/n. With a food allergy, your body is overreacting to a specific food protein that most immune systems regard as harmless. If your immune system is hypersensitive to that protein, it can cause allergy symptoms like /r/n/r/n. Food allergies can often be effectively treated with oral antihistamines. /r/n/r/n. In rare cases, a food allergy can trigger a potentially life-threatening, whole-body allergy known as anaphylaxis. Symptoms include :/r/n/r/n. If not treated immediately with a shot of epinephrine, anaphylaxis can lead to shock and death. /r/n/r/n/r/n. Nasal polyps are soft, benign, non-cancerous growths that develop inside the sinus or nasal passages. They are often teardrop-shaped and grow in clusters. While small polyps may not be problematic, large polyps can block airways and lead to sinus inflammation, referred to as chronic sinusitis. /r/n/r/n. Nasal polyps are common and mostly affect people in their 30s and 40s. Infections, allergies, or any condition that causes long-term sinus inflammation can lead to nasal polyps. Polyps are also closely linked to asthma and aspirin sensitivity. /r/n/r/n. Symptoms of nasal polyps include /r/n/r/n. The first-line treatment of nasal polyps is a corticosteroid nasal spray. If the topical drug is unable to shrink the polyp, oral corticosteroids may be used. A surgery called a polypectomy offers a permanent solution by removing the abnormal growth. /r/n/r/n. Sleep apnea is a condition in which breathing repeatedly stops during sleep, either due to airway obstruction, obstructive sleep apnea, or the disruption of the part of the brain that regulates breathing, central sleep apnea. /r/n/r/n. A continuous positive airway pressure, CPAP, machine is a device used to keep airways open in people with sleep apnea. It does so by pushing air at a continuous pressure flow into the nose, mouth, or both. /r/n/r/n. Nasal pruritus occurs when the constant air pressure from the CPAP machine causes nasal tissues to dry out and become inflamed. There may also be skin irritation from the mask itself, especially if it is ill-fitting. /r/n/r/n. Other side effects of a CPAP machine include /r/n/r/n. These symptoms can be alleviated by connecting an external humidifier to the unit. Most CPAPs today have built-in humidifiers. You can also change to a full face mask or one that covers your nose and mouth to reduce nose irritation. /r/n/r/n. Nasal and perinasal tumors are abnormal growths of tissues. They differ from polyps in that they are comprised of abnormal cells, while polyps are comprised of normal cells. Nasal tumors are those that develop in the main nasal passage, while perinasal tumors occur in the perinasal sinuses. /r/n/r/n. Nasal and perinasal tumors are generally non-cancerous, but some can turn cancerous. The 2 most common types of nasal cancer are squamous cell carcinoma, SCC, and adenocarcinoma. /r/n/r/n. Symptoms of nasal tumors, both benign and cancerous, include /r/n/r/n. If the tumor is cancerous and starts to spread, it can cause double vision, eye bulging, facial swelling, jaw numbness, and trismus, lockjaw. /r/n/r/n surgery is the first line of treatment for benign tumors that affect breathing and all cancerous tumors irrespective of stage. /r/n/r/n radiation can be used after cancer surgery to clear any remaining cancer cells. Chemotherapy and targeted therapies may also be used. /r/n/r/n As surprising as it may seem, nasal itching may be a telltale sign of a brain tumor. As far back as the 1970s, scientists in Europe noticed that roughly 1 in 5 people experienced sometimes intense and persistent pruritus localized to the nostrils. /r/n/r/n Further investigation revealed that most tumors were localized to a specific part of the brain called the brainstem, which regulates many vital functions, including respiration and sneezing. /r/n/r/n Other recent studies have revealed that brain tumors in different parts of the brain trigger pruritus in different parts of the body, including the head and trunk. /r/n/r/n While brainstem tumors are rare and exceptionally rare in adults, a typically cancerous type called brainstem glioma accounts for approximately 15% of all childhood brain tumors. /r/n/r/n Symptoms of an advanced brainstem glioma may include /r/n/r/n in some cases, intense localized itching, resistant to antihistamines and other medications, may be the sole symptom of a brainstem tumor in children. /r/n/r/n Surgery is possible for only some types of brainstem tumors. Radiation tends to be reserved for advanced cases due to the impact it may have on vital functions. Chemotherapy has limited use in all but high-grade, aggressive cancers. /r/n/r/n Conditions that cause nasal itching are best diagnosed by a physician who specializes in disorders of the ear, nose, and throat, called an otolaryngologist. Other specialists may also be involved, such as an allergist who diagnoses and treats allergies. /r/n/r/n The otolaryngologist will ask you about your symptoms and medical history before giving you a physical exam, which will involve looking into your ears, nose, and throat. /r/n/r/n Medical imaging may be used to confirm a diagnosis, including the use of a computed tomography, CT, scan to help detect nasal polyps or tumors. /r/n/r/n If an allergic condition is suspected, allergy testing with a skin prick test or rust blood test may be used to confirm this and identify which substances cause the allergy. /r/n/r/n Common causes of nasal pruritus, itchiness, include hay fever, food allergies, sinus infections, airborne irritants, and nasal polyps. CPAP machines used to treat sleep apnea can cause nasal dryness that leads to itching. Less common causes of nasal pruritus are nasal tumors and brainstem cancer. /r/n/r/n If nasal itchiness does not respond to over-the-counter antihistamines or steroid nasal sprays, ask for a referral to an otolaryngologist, ear, nose, and throat specialist, for further evaluation. An allergist can also help identify and treat respiratory or food allergies. /r/n/r/n rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 80% on prescription drugs.